We've got tips and recipes for healthy living. So for fun and inspiration, come and join us in the raw food world.
Welcome everybody, this is Matt Monarch with the Raw Food World TV show and a brand new flip cam.
Woo!
And we've got a clean garden here, starting afresh. And we've got Angela Stokes Monarch planting seeds.
I'm so excited. I feel like I really lost my connection with this garden when we went to the US for 2 months, because obviously we weren't here and there were other people planting things in here and taking care of it. And when I came back, I no longer knew where anything was, and I also was involved in a lot of stuff in the house, so I wasn't really out here, and everything overgrew like crazy. I mean, you just literally couldn't even walk. You couldn't see any of these beds because everything was just full of weeds, which is cool because we like the weeds, but it also got to the point where it was completely unmanageable. No one knew where anything was, and so we were like, okay, let's just down all the weeds and start again. So that's what just happened the last few days. The guys came through and downed all the weeds, which you can see here all over the floor. We just put them straight on the floor because then, you know, they're just going to help with the compost and mulching. And so now I'm so excited about the garden again. I'm just like permagrin out here today because I can see everything again and I feel the connection coming again, and I'm really excited to get all these different seeds in the ground that we have. We have so many seeds, and the last 2 or 3 months that we've been back here, I just wasn't feeling to come out here, and now it's like, yeah, I really want to do it. So I thought maybe I'd give you a quick tour of what we have here at the moment, now that everything's been cleaned up. And then we're going to plant a whole load of new stuff today, and maybe in a few months we can show you what we have. Does that sound good?
Yeah, but I think we need to settle something up real quick.
Why?
There's a couple comments that I read yesterday on yesterday's video saying, oh, what changed when they went to Ecuador? Oh, it seems like they're more in love now than they've been before. Did you read those?
Baba.
Did you?
Nah.
And I think that it's always been strong love, my friends. I think the only difference is when I kissed you yesterday, you didn't pull away like you normally do.
Oh.
And the only reason she does that is for respect for you guys, because it's rude to be making out on camera. She's a lady. There's no changes here. She just let it go a little bit, didn't she?
Gibbers.
The littlest things piss me off.
Baba! Nah?
But it is true. I just love her more and more every single day. All right.
Alright, so we do a little garden tour. Quick spin around. So in this bed at the moment, you can see here we have lots of melons coming up. These are Moon and Stars melons, which I'm really excited about. We spoke to you guys about those before. And over there's a load of sunflowers. You can see those. Sunflowers do really well here. And there's nothing else really in this bed, I don't think. So you can see like the amount of space that we have going on here to plant stuff in. Over here, there's a lot going on. This is corn. And some of you might remember I went to a ceremony a few months ago with a local shaman who gave us the Three Sisters seeds as part of the ceremony. The Three Sisters are corn, beans, and squash that are traditionally planted together, at least in North American culture. I guess they do it here as well.
We don't even eat that stuff. Why we plant it?
Because they're really beautiful seeds from a very beautiful man, and so I planted them, and look how well they're coming up. These are like super healthy. So this is the...
What are you going to do with it?
Baba! Maybe Pepe wants to eat them. This is the corn, and I'm guessing this is the beans, and then you can see over here as well there's the squashes. So I planted those all through there and they came up. He was the shaman who said the best place to store seeds is in the ground. I really like that idea. You know, if you store them in the ground, you keep creating more seeds. Nature is abundant, and there's lots of parsley through here. You can see there's cauliflowers. There's these, I guess these are some like dark cabbages. These we just realised is, I think this is all red clover that I left for someone to plant while we were away. And that's apparently really great for the bees once it comes into flower.
Wow.
This stuff, you'll see this all over the garden. I forgot the name again already, but it's used in the local horchata tea here. People often ask me what horchata tea is because I drink it pretty much every day and I put it in my blog. It's a local tea that's made with usually around 20 or 30 different herbs that just grow in people's gardens and grow wild around here. And some people think that's one of the reasons why people live really long around here is because they drink a lot of horchata and it has all these herbs in it, and that's one of the herbs that goes in the horchata.
Are we going to go around the entire garden and do this?
Baba! Maybe the nice people want to know what we're growing. This is some kind of spinach. It's a spinach with high oxalic acid though, so we're not particularly into it. We just use like small parts of it in juices and smoothies and stuff. These really tall guys are tobacco, the ones with the pink flowers. And they just came here by themselves. I don't even know how they got here, but we like them because they help to ward off insects. So we let them stay. This is more of the stuff for horchata. Here we have some carrots that are almost ready for picking actually. Some of them are ready. We just picked one and gave it to the horses. This guy is a castor oil plant. Absolutely huge. These things take over, but we let him stay because he was helping some nettles who were underneath him. The nettles are actually all gone now, so we're going to replant more.
It was helping it because of the shade.
Yeah. These are just some flowers, zinnias. And this guy, I don't know if any of you remember the goji who we planted. Do you remember that tiny little goji guy? It was about that big. Look at him now. He's absolutely taking over. This is him like all the way out in all these different directions.
Where's the goji berries?
Don't know.
Where's my goji berries?
I did see some flowers on there at some point. This you might remember is the
Disaster.
Baba! It was our tomato house. It didn't really serve us too great in the end. It's very low and it has funny angles. And the tomatoes just didn't really produce much fruit. So we're going to take this whole thing down, and behind here we're going to make a new one, very tall and just straight lines, lots of airflow, and we'll see what happens.
I've got a mission that I'm going to be doing in the garden.
What?
I'm going to start growing chia seeds. We grew chia seeds and we got chia seeds. We planted this like a handful and got a mass. I'm going to make this whole field maybe chia seeds. And I'm thinking about importing them and selling them on the website.
Wow. Exporting them from here to the US?
Exporting them from here to the rawfoodworld.com. That's going to probably be a year. I'm taking certified organic chia seeds, growing them and getting more chia seeds. I'm not certified organic here, but it's definitely going to be chemical free, and I think they're going to be really good. But that's ways on out from now.
Can we show them these guys?
Sure.
This is basil. I wonder actually if this is like holy basil or something. I don't really know what kind it is, but very small leaves. And this is a papaya who grew itself. No, it just came out of the soil.
Wow, that's cool. That'll act as shade.
Yep.
Papayas are like weeds here.
And these guys, I don't really know who they are. Obviously they're cruciferous. I don't know if they're broccoli or kale or what they are, but they're doing something. So that's this one circle, and on the edge of this circle we have grapes growing, and these guys are here to support them. They call this portillo here, and it's like these trees behind us, they just take branches off the trees and stick them in the ground as like posts, fence posts, things like that, and they grow into new trees. Look at these guys, they're like total new trees. Look at this one, brother. See how well it's growing? This is a grape.
Wow.
He's doing really well. And there's like 5 other grapes as well.
The garden is back and better than ever before.
Alright, this is the second circle. A mass of fennel here, which we really like in juice. I don't know who those guys are. They're just flowers, I think. A kind of Russian kale. This is more of the stuff that goes in the tea. This is spinach. Pepe just planted these two guys. I bought these guys months ago at a market and I never got them into the ground until now. So this guy is really unhappy, but they both do still have green on them, so they should be okay now.
What is it?
They're a kind of mint, but it's really sweet. It's amazing. It's kind of like a cross between mint and stevia at the same time, like super sweet. This is borage. Look, there's another papaya that came up by itself. This is another papaya that came up by itself.
Wow.
This is all borage. I love borage. You can see all the little bees and everything flying around it. Starflower. We showed you these guys before.
Oh yeah, we made ice cubes out of those.
Okay. So through here is just a load of flowers and more of that spinach. Another papaya, it came up by itself. And through there, there's a load of new peppers. Can you see them?
Oh yeah.
They came up by themselves, I think. Or I don't know, because they're in such straight lines. Maybe someone planted them. More flowers, zinnias. Some of you guys told me that that's what the name is. Thank you. And you can see we got purslane coming up. We always like to leave purslane in areas because it just comes up everywhere here as a weed. And it's full of omegas. This guy, he said it's a form of salvia, which I imagine means it's a form of sage, but it certainly doesn't smell like sage. And he said that they use it here when they have headaches. They make like a compress out of it or something. This is pretty empty. We just got the dinosaur kale going on over here, which is doing really well. Look how vibrant this is. Can you see like the crazy greens in there and purples and blues and stuff?
Yeah.
This is a whole section of dragon fruits, pitahaya.
Wow.
These guys. So I was just saying to Pepe, maybe in like 20 years we'll have some fruit or something, because the plants are so small and it literally takes 2 years at least to get a fruit from a dragon fruit plant. So these guys have got a long way to go, but I'm excited for them to get there eventually. I love dragon fruit. Different kind of kale, curly kale here. Actually there's two kinds of kales here. There's like a kind of flatter one and then the curly one. There's some lettuces, more fennel, more of that funky spinach, another papaya that came up by itself.
Wow.
And this is the area, oh there's another papaya, there's like 10 papayas or something. This is the area where all the chia is. Look, this is chia that's actually grown. This is what it looks like. It keeps just self-seeding now, because this is the area where we originally planted it, and then it just dropped seed as it was being gathered and stuff, and it keeps just coming up by itself. It grows so well here, it's super strong, and you get, I just am always overwhelmed by how abundant nature is. Like imagine this came out of one seed, right? And at the point when this is harvested, it's going to give us hundreds of chia seeds. So from one seed, you just multiply by so much every time.
We're gonna do a chia seed farm.
And this is the last circle, and there's not much in here. There's a desperately unhappy looking squash and a few random beans. More papayas who came up by themselves.
That's crazy.
Look at this guy as well, another papaya.
I love it. She eats papaya all the time.
I love papaya. Red cabbages, cauliflower, broccoli. Some cabbages that are already ready actually for harvesting. More broccoli, another basil in there. A load of onions, I don't know who planted them.
May!
Okay.
Baba!
Yummers!
Why don't you pick them?
Ooh, maybe Bubba's gonna pick some with his nice little shim-shams. And here behind you, this is a row of baby berry plants. You
Wow.
might remember I was planting all kinds of different berries to see what would happen, like acerola and acai and
Wow.
elderberry and stuff. And some of them came up, so I don't really know who anyone is, but Pepe took care of them over here.
What's going on over here?
Look, isn't this cool? Pepe just made it.
He just made it?
He made it like the last couple of days.
What are we doing with it?
He's gonna plant some trailing things like this,
Uh-huh.
and then he's gonna plant some people who climb,
Wow.
like maybe some passion fruits. And oh my God, can we go over here and look at? I hadn't even seen this. Do you remember there was that passion fruit?
Me.
Do you remember there was that passion fruit who came up by itself in the garden, and I transplanted it,
Yeah.
and it was really unhappy at first. It was like, it would just look like it was gonna die. Look at it now. Look at this guy. This is him.
Whoa.
He's like all the way up there. I hadn't even noticed. I hadn't been out here. Isn't that
Passion fruit on all the trees.
so amazing? So,
I think we should have Pepe do this all around the house.
oh, with the little wall thing.
Like just make it a little Disneyland type.
So this is where we're thinking of putting in the new tomato house, take all of that down and start again. So that's why if you see my stuff on Twitter and Facebook, I just said I planted like 128 tomatoes yesterday, tomato seeds, to see what comes up. Because they seem to struggle with producing fruit here, so I thought I would just plant a massive amount of them and stack the odds in our favour.
And who do we got there?
Can we go and plant some seeds?
Maybe we can put that in tomorrow's episode because we're at like 20 minutes.
Oh my goodness. I just got too excited, didn't I, Bubba?
Yeah.
Angela Stokes Monarch.
And Matt Monarch. Alright, the garden's pretty cool.
Ah!
And we'll see you again tomorrow at the Raw Food World TV show.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at the Raw Food World.
We're all love!